I was just wondering what triggers you saw or do see to restructurings in the Benelux region.
Yeah, I mean, I think where we are in the current cycle, the Benelux, aside from a few sectors, probably isn't that dissimilar to some other Northern European economies. And I think we've gone through the wave of liquidity-driven restructuring events, which we saw particularly in 08, 09, in early 10. Now we're in that sort of in-between stage between liquidity having passed and resolved itself and maturities, where essentially you've got sort of loan-to-value type issues, potentially covenant issues, where those triggers may come into play. Maybe the debt trades out, etc. But it's these sort of less urgent but nonetheless important triggers that are bringing some of the deals in the Netherlands, particularly, and across Benelux for that matter, particularly real estate, retail, for example. They're two very active sectors.
I was just wondering what the key is to a successful restructuring.
Yeah, I think the management equation is often critical in restructuring outcomes. I mean, I think where it works well is where you have a management team that is facing up to what's going on. Clearly, denial is no use whatsoever, and is on board and on message with providing reliable, frequent communication, particularly on the financial side, but just generally around the situation. And that's obviously true if you're advising company side, where that's going to be a key part of your advice, or if you're on the creditor side, in which case that's what you're seeking. And if you can't get that, and if there are certain events that allow you to make certain requests, for example, then you may seek to make some changes there to affect that. But I don't think we touched on some of these themes earlier in today's conference. I think there's nothing to be worried about here intrinsically on either side. It's just get on message, communicate with people, provide information, and then you'll figure it out from there. What's much worse is if you shut down, you don't communicate, you don't want to speak to people for whatever reason, then the chances are you'll A, waste time, and B, more importantly, waste value.